This is your station. This is Dott TV. Dott TV. Dott TV. Yeah. Dott TV. Yeah. Dott TV. Yeah. Dott TV.
Dott TV, the heart of the matter.
And now, let's join ace broadcaster Mamode Akuga as he takes us inside the Niger Delta.
Hello out there and welcome. It's Inside the Niger Delta, the authentic voice of Nigeria's oil-rich region. I'm your regular host, Mamode Akuga. Community leaders and residents of Uziri, in Isoko South local government area of Delta State, are calling on the government to prevail on Heritage Energy Operational Services Limited to immediately contain the crude oil spill currently occurring at Wellhead 14 in the community. The spill, which residents describe as monumental, is said to have started on June 27, 2026, following what the people say was a case of equipment failure that is now contaminating farmlands, rivers, and the very air they breathe. These amateur videos recorded by residents shortly after the incident began are currently the only available visual evidence of the pollution. Heritage Energy Operational Services Limited, owners of the facility, has sealed the area, making it inaccessible to the media and independent observers. When Inside the Niger Delta visited the community last week, our crew was denied access anywhere close to the spill site. When we spoke to an official of the company, Mr. Jerry Oharisi, to find out the company's position on the spill and what they are doing to contain it, he promised to get an official of his media department to speak to us on the matter, but did not get back to us till the time of filing this report. However, we spoke to residents who say the devastating impact of the oil spill continues to threaten their livelihoods.
The oil, you don't kill us finish. We know the shop. That thing, the cassava oil you get for farm, you don't finish them. I forgot it today because of that oil. See my eyes of double and finish. So they don't spoil everybody for this community. The suffering is too much. Only God will save us.
Even the water self, no fish again. So like this now, hungry there everywhere. And the youth for the community, nothing then, and the bush now until they survive.
Just recently, the chairman of Isoko South local government area, Friday Ovoke Wari, led the Delta State Commissioner for Oil and Gas, Peter Okagbare Uviejitobo, to the location and assured residents that government was working with those concerned to bring an end to the environmental disaster. However, the people say there has been little to no visible progress following the visit.
Uzere, if care is not taken, is going to extinction. And the government and the company reaction is not fast enough.
People are becoming here just to see and go. But where is the solution? Up till now, nothing has happened. Company don't know what to do. They don't even have solution to what happened. So the government should push the company to make sure they do the needful.
Uziri is one of Delta State's major oil-producing communities. Oil exploration activities began here in 1957, making it the second location where crude oil was commercially discovered in Nigeria after Otuabagi, Loibri in present-day Bayelsa State. The community hosts two major oil fields with a combined production capacity of approximately 53,000 barrels of crude oil per day. At an estimated crude oil price of $95 per barrel, that translates to a gross market value of about $5.4 million every single day from Uziri community. Assuming that production level and oil price had remained constant over the past 69 years of oil exploration in the area, the estimated gross value of crude oil extracted from Uzere alone in Isoko Nation will amount to approximately 127.8 billion US dollars. In Naira, this is 174 trillion 872 billion 922 million 894,000 naira. Like our politicians will say, figure is too much and it's confusing. These figures provide a picture of the enormous economic value generated from Uzere alone in the past 69 years of active oil exploitation. Yet, the people continue to struggle with a plethora of challenges, including inadequate infrastructure, recurring flooding, as well as oil industry-induced disasters like this spill.
It's a pain that Uzere still suffers serious neglect and marginalization. This point we stand now is a road that awarded almost 20 years ago. It's supposed to be the only federal government presence in Uzere. That road has been abandoned. We heard it was re-awarded sometime earlier this year, but as we speak to you, nothing has been done.
The latest spill in Uzere is only one of many environmental pollution incidents the oil-rich Niger Delta has endured over the decades, as the region continues to pay the price for being the engine room of Nigeria's petroleum industry and a major source of the country's foreign exchange earnings. The situation in Uzere is indeed extremely pathetic. The same situation for the entire Isoko nation, which has over the years been feeding Nigeria with enough foreign exchange. Yet, Isoko nation suffers extreme poverty, total neglect, and a lack of infrastructure for development of the area, and indeed, manpower development of the people. If the oil that is being spilled from oil well 14 in Uzere is not evacuated, all that oil, the rains are here now, all that oil is eventually going to end up in my community, which is right at the back, next door to Uzere. And that community, of course, is Igbide, another oil producing community that has been producing oil for decades. The pollution there is extreme. Of course, no infrastructure, total neglect. Community is in very terrible shape. The roads we have there, constructed so many years ago by Shell Company Limited. In fact, the situation is so bad next door Igbide that gas flare sites are located right next to buildings where people live. And that pollution has been going on since the late 60s till today with no compensation whatsoever. And it's the same situation in almost all the communities in Isoko Nation. This situation occurring in Uzere now is a pointer to the fact that the people really do not matter to the Nigerian nation. For the last 1 month, this has been going on. No solution from Heritage Energy Operational Services. This company is only interested in one thing and one thing alone: cutting away the petrodollars from Uzere. Whether the people die from pollution, whether they become affected by the pollution and they become ill with cancers and all that, is of no interest to Heritage Energy Operational Services. Like I said, only interested in one thing: cutting away the petrodollars. The federal government of Nigeria must not continue to allow this kind of situations to occur. It cannot happen anywhere else in the world where, of course, best global practices are being observed. People of Uzere and indeed the Isoko Nation are Nigerians. Their lives matter. They should not die from any pollution whatsoever. They should be protected by both the federal government of Nigeria, the Delta State government, and both the Isoko North and Isoko South local government areas. Government, come to action immediately. Do something contain this spill and protect the lives and property of the people of Isoko Nation. Let's move on. Observers of development trends are raising concerns about the proposed African Atlantic gas pipeline project, which aims to transport Nigerian gas through a pipeline to Morocco in North Africa. Some of the concerns surrounding the project, which was recently endorsed by the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, include domestic gas utilization and the cost of the proposed project estimated at $27 billion, which is approximately 43.2 trillion naira. In the Niger Delta, where the gas is produced, stakeholders and community leaders are asking how the project will benefit the people who, despite being blessed with hydrocarbon resources, continue to suffer from poverty and the lack of critical amenities such as electricity, hospitals, and roads.
One of the issues that caught the attention of many Nigerians after the recent meeting of the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, in Lungi, Sierra Leone, is the proposed $27 billion African Atlantic gas pipeline project. The approximately 7,000-kilometer pipeline is expected to pass through about 14 countries before reaching Morocco, where it will connect gas pipelines supplying Europe. The Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission (NUPRC) estimated that Nigeria's gas reserves is around 215.19 trillion cubic feet. Almost all of these reserves are located in the coastal Niger Delta region. However, a significant portion of Nigeria's gas is still flared rather than utilized, placing the country among the world's top gas flaring nations, alongside countries such as the United States, Russia, China, and India.
The gas, we have not been able to put them to use, so we flare them. We flare the gas, burn them off. But right now, with this about 5,000 plus kilometers of gas pipelines, we will have a lot to do with our gas locally and internationally.
However, Honorable Akindose and others who spoke to our team expressed concern about how little oil and gas exploration and exploitation have benefited local communities across the region over the past 70 years. They noted that while it is important to find markets for the region's hydrocarbon resources, host communities must also benefit from the wealth generated from those resources.
They must have MOU clearly written, clearly spelled out, and part of the gas must be used to provide electricity for the people.
The living condition in our community is nothing to write home about. And this is happening in the midst of stupendous oil and gas wells. Why is this gas will be exported? A good chunk and a good majority of these resources should be channeled towards bettering the loss of our people.
Many people across the region share the view that the Niger Delta, despite being the nation's economic backbone, has consistently been handed the short end of the stick. They argue that this sense of injustice was at the heart of the violent agitations that once rocked the region. Speaking further, these concerned Niger Deltans said that while they are not opposed to the Nigeria-Morocco gas pipeline project, the Nigerian government must deal fairly and transparently with host communities. It is a well-known fact that oil and gas producing communities as well as the wider Niger Delta continue to suffer from severe infrastructure deficits despite their enormous contributions to the Nigerian economy. It is therefore the position of many in the region that the oil and gas resources extracted from their land must begin to work for them.
Inside the Niger Delta.
As the disagreement over who owns the oil-bearing Eba Island continues between the Ondo and Ogun state governments, the people of Irokun Kingdom, who are said to be the major inhabitants of the disputed land, have called out both states for their lack of presence of any kind in the area. The people, who are appealing to the federal government to carry out a proper boundary demarcation, said that despite suffering decades of underdevelopment, their community has only become a subject of interest because of the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway and the oil deposits on their land.
This island, which is situated between Ilaje local government area of Ondo State and Ogun Waterside local government area of Ogun State, was largely unknown to many before now. However, the commencement of construction of the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway, which passes through Eba, triggered an intense ownership dispute between the two states over the quiet but economically viable island. The people who expressed their gratitude to President Bola Tinubu for the coastal highway that has opened up their community to the outside world insist that both Ondo and Ogun states are only now showing interest in the area because of its economic potential.
They neglected this arena. No road, no light, nothing. But immediately the Lagos-Calabar roads came in. Now we just see a lot of people say about land is belong to them. Majority of the project in this arena was established by the community efforts.
It's because of the oil and other things. That's why everybody wants to belong. Ordinarily, if it's not because of all those things, nobody will talk about it. Nobody will even think that Eba belongs to them.
They also insist that Eba Island belongs to and is under the authority of the Irogun Kingdom and not any other kingdom in the area.
The Eba Strand is belong to Olurokun Oyetufewa. All the largest, all the Obas of the largest know that Eba Island is belong to Olurokun Oyetufewa. I said they don't want to say the truth.
By nature, I think there was a king in the Irokun Kingdom. So, since they have established a king there, then we still belongs to that place, Irokun.
The people said the island has belonged to their ancestors for centuries and that they will not allow anyone attracted by its recent developments in the area to lay claim of their ancestral homeland. While appealing to the federal government to carry out a proper boundary demarcation, they maintain that they are the rightful host community to the hydrocarbon resources found in their land.
They keep us in the areas of Delima. This one said he belongs to Ogun State. This one said it belongs to Ondo State. Which one do we belong actually? If actually they have come for boundary adjustment, let the federal government announce.
Meanwhile, the governors of both Ondo and Ogun State continue to lay claim to the oil-rich island. In a video that trended online, the Ogun State governor declared that Ogun, previously regarded as a non-oil producing state, had become an oil-producing state after crude oil was seen gushing from a wellhead on Eba Island.
As we speak, drilling activities have commenced in Eba, in Ogun State. And let me tell you what they told us. They said what we've seen in Eba is nothing. That the entire of Ijebu East, the entire of Odogbolu, the entire of Ijebu is sitting on oil.
Prince Dapo Abiodun. It is longing to want to be part of oil-producing states. But unfortunately, it's God's deposit. We are not the one that put the mineral resources there. And from all you have read, you will find out that that place belongs to Ondo State. There's no two ways about it.
Inside the Niger Delta.
The Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC, has reaffirmed its commitment to strengthen partnerships with key stakeholders to drive sustainable development across the Niger Delta. The NDDC Executive Director of Finance and Administration, Alabo Boma Iyaye, stated this while receiving a delegation from the National Council on Establishment, Nigeria's highest advisory body responsible for harmonizing establishment matters, job standards, and condition of service ahead of his 48th General Meeting in Port Harcourt.
On behalf of the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of the Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC, Dr. Samuel Obuku, the Executive Director of Finance and Administration, Alabo Boma Iyaye, last week received a delegation from the National Council on Establishment. The Council on Establishment, which is chaired by the head of Civil Service of the Federation, is Nigeria's highest consultative and advisory body responsible for harmonizing establishment matters, job standards, and conditions of service. Addressing the delegation, the EDFA Iyaye highlighted the Commission's achievements in healthcare, infrastructure, youth empowerment, and support for small businesses. He further pointed out that these successes were, amongst other things, made possible because of the collaborative approach the NDDC adopted with other stakeholders.
We do not only collaborate with state government, we also partner with multinationals. In the past, it used to be NDDC carrying all these projects by themselves, and that's why you have a lot of abandoned projects in the Niger Delta, because the burden is huge. Now we're going into partnership.
He assured the delegation that the Commission is ready to also partner with the Council in areas that will accelerate the work of the NDDC in achieving its mandate of facilitating sustainable development of communities and improving the living conditions of its people. For her part, the chairperson of the National Council on Establishment and the head of the Civil Service of the Federation, Mrs. Didi Wilson-Jack, the Council is equally ready to work with the NDDC in ensuring the overall development of the region and Nigeria at large by promoting efficient service delivery in the public sector.
As public institutions continue to respond to emerging governance challenges, there is increasing need for collaboration in areas such as organizational development, competency-based human resource management, performance management, digital transformation, leadership development, and workforce planning and institutional reforms.
The delegation also commended the NDDC for its interventions across the Niger Delta and its ongoing digitization of internal processes, describing the reforms as a demonstration of the Commission's commitment to transparency, efficiency, and improved service delivery.
Inside the Niger Delta.
It is the dawn of a new era in Oyede Kingdom, Isoko North local government area, as Delta State Deputy Governor Sir Monday Oyeme last week presented staff of office to the kingdom's very first crowned monarch, His Royal Majesty Engineer Good News Goodman Agbi Atuaro I. The ceremony was particularly symbolic as it marked the end of the kingdom's age-long traditional leadership system based on gerontocracy, where leadership was conferred on the oldest male in the community, popularly known as the Odiolubo.
The atmosphere was filled with joy as dignitaries from within and outside Delta states joined the people of Oyede Kingdom in Isoko North local government area for the formal presentation of the staff of office to their new monarch.
For you, as Ovi of Oyede Kingdom, I wish you a very
In his address, the Deputy Governor of Delta State, Sir Monday Oyeme, described the new monarch as an accomplished professional whose wealth of knowledge and leadership experience would usher in a new phase of growth and development for the kingdom.
Your Majesty, I warmly congratulate you on your ascension to the throne of your forefathers. This honor comes with a great responsibility, and I believe that you are well prepared for it. I also want to encourage all the people of Oyede to give your Royal Majesty the support he needs to succeed.
Up until the coronation and confirmation of His Royal Majesty, Engineer Good News Goodman Agbi Atuaro I as the first OVA of Oyede Kingdom, Oyede operated the gerontocratic system of leadership, with the late Joseph Emasibeta Idiare I being the last to occupy the position of Odiologbo under the former traditional system. However, like many historic transitions, the journey to establishing the OVA institution in Oyede Kingdom was not an easy one. After the Delta State government issued a gazette on December 23, 2020, replacing the age-old Odiologbo system with OVA, where the royal stool rotates among the Atuaro, Okro, and Omogbe ruling houses, disagreements broke out in the community. The crisis led to tensions and the destruction of properties. However, through sustained dialogue, peace was restored, paving the way for the successful coronation and official recognition of the kingdom's first crowned monarch. In his address, renowned Isoko businessman and founder of Skyward Resources Group, the Iyashere of Oyede Kingdom, High Chief Eta Enahoro, commended Governor Sheriff Oborewori for his role in ensuring a peaceful resolution of the succession process and the successful enthronement of the kingdom's first monarch.
The whole of Delta State was aware of the struggle we went through. Your Excellency, my excitement today is that there was no minute of silence, which means in the struggle to get to today, we never lost any life.
Chief Enahoro, who supported those whose properties were affected during the crisis, called on the people of Oyede to put the past behind them, embrace reconciliation, and work together for the peace, unity, and development of the kingdom.
In our time, we must leave Oyede better than the way we met it. I want to assure every Oyede person that a new dawn for Oyede has come. I want to plead with those who want to leave themselves behind. The train of progress of Oyede has left the bus stop. If we see you on the road, we will stop the train and pick you. But your willingness to join the train will make us to stop for you. If you don't join, we will still go ahead. Oyede must move again. Is somebody?
For his part, the first OVA of Oyede Kingdom, His Royal Majesty, Engineer Goodnews Goodman Agbi, Atuaro I, pledged to provide visionary and inclusive leadership that would drive sustainable development and promote the welfare of the people.
Now, Oyede is among the league of communities with OVA. And as such, with our experience in both private and public sector, we'll be able to use it to bring Oyede to make development come to Oyede.
For some chiefs of the kingdom and other dignitaries, the monarch's accomplishments are a clear indication that his reign will usher in greater unity, progress, and development for Oyede Kingdom.
We are expecting unity, we are expecting love, we are expecting progress, we are expecting development.
A nearly perfect individual, a man who loves his people and community. And I know that Oyede community will be known among all the communities, not only in Delta State, in Nigeria, in Africa.
His Royal Majesty, Engineer Goodnews Goodman Agbi Atuaro I, holds a bachelor's degree in civil engineering from Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria, a master's degree in structural engineering from the University of Lagos, an MBA from the University of Calabar, and a master's degree in civil geotechnics from Delta State University, Abraka. He also holds a PhD in monetary economics from Staten University, Florida, USA. A two-time former Delta State governorship candidate, he is currently the special advisor to Delta State Governor, Right Honorable Sheriff Oborewori, on project monitoring, bringing a wealth of academic, professional, and leadership experience to the throne at a pivotal moment in the kingdom's history.
Inside the Niger Delta.
Well, that's where we draw the curtain on the program for today. Inside the Niger Delta, the authentic voice of Niger's oil-rich region will be back same time, same station next week. Until then, you can follow us on our social media handles shown right now on your screens. And please remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel at NDNTV Nigeria. Until next week, I am Mahmoud Akuga, thanking you for tuning in. Bye for now.